Welcome back to the Relius Reviews. Today's review is focused on Peacemaker, Episode 5, entitled Monkey Dory. And here is my review for Episode 5. Episode 5 was a solid episode, crazy moments happening, a big secret exposed, and someone's life in very serious danger. So here we go. So the episode just basically starts off with just Peacemaker still feeling depressed after the end of last episode, just looming back to all of his good and bad memories that he's had since as a kid and as Peacemaker. His pet Eagly tries to help him feel better by putting an animal on a t-shirt, but it doesn't help that much and everything else. Sometime later, Murn holds a meeting with everyone explaining the butterflies as he talks about the potential food source of the butterflies, as a place has been revealed about where the potential food source for the butterflies are made. The meeting goes good at first until Peacemaker decides to get at economists once again for his dyed beard and basically just having a very long rant about all of the possibilities, like all of the other people he could have framed for the incident in episode 1 and 2. And it just kept going on and on and on. And that is basically the group's next mission, to go to the building to see whether or not the food source for the butterflies are being made. Meanwhile, back in prison, Augie is still on his mission to snitch, and that is basically what happens. As he is able to get Detective Song and her partner, he is able to talk to her, he is able to reveal everything that he knows, and he keeps saying that he is not the killer. And he's like, test my fingerprints and I'll prove you wrong. And that is exactly what happens. And basically, Detective Song now knows the truth, that he was indeed telling the truth, that he wasn't the killer. And during the conversation, Mans is still on that ignorant time, saying some pretty fricked up comments about Detective Song and her food. Like, it's just ridiculous, but that's just the type of character that he is. But a swerve happens throughout the entire episode, as he's innocent. Technically, he is an innocent person, but he is not going home. He is not getting out of jail, as due to some connections by Murn, he still has to, he is still the guy. And even the neighbors from episode 2 were forced to snitch on John Cena, saying that it was indeed Peacemaker. So now the detectives know that some foul play is happening, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens next when it comes with that. The group arrives at their next mission to find out whether or not the food source for the butterflies are being made. Peacemaker has his new mask, X-ray vision, and before he is even able to go inside the building with Leota, he puts people on some t-shirts just like that, like 5 people, and it turns out they were butterflies. And the mission just goes from crazy to downright freaking bat crazy, as Harcourt and Vigilante are able to find the food source, confirming that the food source for the butterflies are being made, but they get attacked by butterflies. Peacemaker has to put more people on some t-shirts. He makes up a freaking bomb, like a Russian bomb and everything. He puts a couple of more bodies on some shirts. A freaking gorilla is in the building as a butterfly. And I think he was able to talk as well, because I think I've heard him say something perfectly, which was just freaking mind boggling. But they were able to get the job done due to economics coming in to save with the chainsaw that Vigilante wanted to do. And yeah, they basically got the hell up out of there, and they returned to Murn, and Murn basically gave them the night off. Leota and Peacemaker, they go back to his house. They talk for a hot second, having a good time, and we see that Leota basically places a book somewhere in Peacemaker's house, I don't know what this book is, but I have a feeling that that book is probably going to bite Peacemaker some way, somehow. And meanwhile, due to all of the freaking foolery that's been happening, Detective Song decides to use her connections to try to get a search warrant for Peacemaker's house, as she knows it's him, and it's just crazy with what's been happening. But yeah, so the episode just basically ends with just Leota talking to her wife and everything, as I think she may quit by the end of the season because this job is starting to get a little bit too much at this point. But she makes a very, very shocking discovery. While wearing Peacemaker's mask, she now knows that Murn is a butterfly. She tries to escape, but Murn stops her, and it seems as if like Leota is about to become the next T-shirt. That is how the episode basically ends. I felt like this was a pretty solid episode. Crazy moments all throughout. My favorite moments would probably have to be the crazy mission with Peacemaker just putting people on tombstones just like that. The freaking gorilla being able to talk and just causing some mayhem, like crazy, crazy, crazy. I would say some of my predictions that I have for the next few episodes is that I think that the entire gang are going to know somehow. I think the entire gang are going to figure out that Murn is a butterfly, and that it's going to be a horrible situation, that they're going to be forced to kill him because he has to die. Like, I don't know what he's going to say to prove that he's not going to kill them, but I don't see it ending well for Murn. As for Augie and Peacemaker, now that the detectives know that Peacemaker really was the killer, I don't see it ending well for Peacemaker or Augie, because I can see Augie being the type of person to sell out anybody, and Peacemaker, I do have a feeling that he may go back to jail by the end of the episode, by the end of the season, for what he did in the first episodes. But I don't know. Only time will tell with what happens next. But thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.